Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and well, here I am again, like 2 or 3 weeks later after the last one. We have some new enemies here, the Death Flower and the Revenant. Revenant can paralyze people. I think we might have fought Revenant before. It's been so long I don't remember at all, but their physical attacks can paralyze people. Other than that, they're weak to fire and nothing really that big of a deal. Otherwise, we have the Death Flowers, which I think can, like, poison you or put you to sleep or something like that, but otherwise they die really easily as well. So, yeah, that was a really easy battle. One of the very few new enemies in this area. Most of this area is comprised of previous enemies. So, just in case you missed something, this is a pretty good place to be able to get them in your Bestiary. Okay, here we have the parasite enemies. Yes, parasites, that's what they're called. And they're kind of interesting in the fact that they will do damage to you with their physical attacks as normal, but then they'll also do damage to your MP, which is very odd. This is like the only enemy type that actually does something like that. And I think it might be percent based on your max MP, because like all the guys took only like 6 MP damage, but then Maria took 16. And then they actually absorb the MP back, which I don't think actually does anything for them, because I don't think they have any spells. I think it's just how the program works so that they can steal the MP off of you. Yeah, it only took 1 from Furion. Maybe it's just a random number, or it's based on some armor stat or something, I don't know. Either way, Furion's taking the least, and Maria's taking the most. Yeah, excuse me. It probably is based on the armor stat, because Furion has the best armor out of all the characters here, because he's the main character. Maria probably has the least, just because, well, she is very frail. I mean, look at that HP. Anyways, so, of course, you're probably wondering, what the heck have I been up to all of this freaking time? Well, the answer is, threefold, really. The first is school in general. Just a lot of crap going on all the time. Freaking senior year. Lots of stuff going down. Had to finish up my extended essay for that so that I can graduate from the IB program, and I think my extended essay turned out pretty well. It's probably not the best that it could be, but it's enough to pass for sure, and hopefully it'll get that to that B level, which I'm hoping for. When it first got graded by my mentor, it was at a C level, which, in case you guys don't know, the IB program can be pretty particular and harsh in its grading. So to get a B is nothing really to scoff at, let alone a C is pretty good too. So either way, I'm okay. I just wanted to make sure it was as good as I can make it. So yeah, school tests and stuff, and then extended SAIB type stuff. The second was robotics. After our very first competition, in which our freaking robot just fell apart at the very end, it took one too many hard hits, and just the shooter portion broke off of the bottom, the driving portion. So we basically had a broken robot, and we wanted to fix him up and pretty much upgrade him entirely for a second competition, which happened just yesterday. So I've been spending time working on that, doing my part to help fix it up. And now that we've done that competition, I have more free time for sure, although we still have robotics things to do, like we have to raise money for the team and whatnot, which will be an entirely different beast to take on, but I don't foresee it being as time-consuming as building the actual robot itself, which is good. For those of you wondering, we actually made it up to the semi-finals in the competition that we were at, and then we ended up losing there, so we got 3rd or 4th place, which is pretty freaking good, especially considering we have almost no funding, and this is our very first year. We're not even a rookie team, technically, because we haven't signed up with the first organization that runs the competitions. We've been doing little side tournaments that are in the postseason that aren't run by first, so yeah, it's a pretty big deal. and I'm really excited for the next build season, for the actual competition where we will be an official rookie team come January and February. And finally, the third thing is, honestly, I've just been playing other games. Like, I just really have felt like playing other games other than Final Fantasy or Banjo-Tooie. Not to say that I'm not enjoying playing these games. I mean, technically I'm not playing Final Fantasy II. I'm just watching over the video and commentating over it. I played it a long time ago. I have it all done. I just gotta commentate over it. But I just don't feel like sitting down for the time necessary. I want to play something else instead, basically, is what it came down to whenever I did have the extra time. So I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things, of course, now that I have a lot more time to myself, hopefully. It seems like every single time I say that, something big comes up that we really got to work on or whatever, but hopefully this time, fingers crossed, I'll be around for a while, and maybe we cannot have Final Fantasy II and Banjo-Tooie go on for an entire year, which we're almost there. We're nearing halfway, because we started these in like July or August or something like that. We're nearing the beginning of the next year. So, yeah, we're nearing half a year. We're almost halfway through this game, and we are a little less than halfway through Banjo-Tooie, I'd say. We have more than half of the Jiggies, but the worlds get so big that it takes a while, especially with Grunty's Industries. That place will take a very long time. Especially you've probably seen, like, I'm only getting a Jiggy per video at this rate, but hopefully that'll pick up some once I start figuring out what I gotta do and I'm done exploring, doing the initial exploration, just open everything up type of thing, and getting all the side collectibles, really, oddly enough. But that's enough of that. Probably not going to be a Banjo-Tooie video throughout this week. If anything, it'll probably just be Final Fantasy II. And then I plan on recording Banjo-Tooie next weekend, if time will allow. So, yeah, Banjo-Tooie will get rebooted next week, basically. Another thing about Banjo-Tooie is that I did a really long recording session a long time ago, got like 5 videos worth, but the thing is, it's been so freaking long that I don't know what I have posted and what I haven't, so I've just got to go through, because I'm pretty sure I do have one more video for that I haven't put up yet, that I definitely could, but, you know, it's just a matter of editing it and finishing it up and putting it on. So, yeah. Anyways, with that huge update out of the way, taking like 6 freaking minutes, hopefully you sat through all of that. I didn't mean for that to go on for that long. That's the problem with having these not scripted or anything like that. We are in Castle Finn currently, which has been blocked off to us from this until this point. Now we have to go back and basically liberate it from the Empire's forces, because this is actually the castle where we grew up at, or the town, at least, where we grew up at, as well as the queen or princess or whatever she is now, and everybody else really at Altair. They were originally here, but ever since the Empire threw us out, we've been just fending on our own. What am I doing? Freaking, there we go. I have no idea what was going on there. So yeah, we're making our way through. This place isn't too tough. We've ran into a couple new enemies along the way. Apparently I got lost, and so we're just gonna start from the beginning here again. Oh no, I think I know what's up with this place. This place actually has 2 different ways to go. One way will lead to a bunch of treasure, which is the way that I showed, and then the other way, is just a straight run through to get to the end of this place, basically. Here we have the Aura Tome, which is a very interesting spell. It just basically improves your character's abilities. I remember in my first playthrough it was very, very helpful and was very, very good, but this playthrough, not so much. It's really odd. I don't quite understand the difference, but, you know, whatever. I guess in this game, how the stats are kind of randomized and how they level up based on how you raise your characters. You gotta expect not everything to be the same per playthrough, unless you're doing the exact same thing. And mind you, it has been years since I last played this game, so that is definitely not the case. There is no way I'm doing everything the exact same way as before. Heck, if anything, I'm more over-leveled at this point than I was the very first time I played this game, because I wasn't going to fight all the enemies in this game the very first time I played it. I just fought whatever I happened to run into. And I remember being very under-leveled and very weak, especially for the end. Like, I just got destroyed entirely. Not so much this time, though. I seem to be more at the level that they were expecting me to be at. Other than at the very beginning, but we don't talk about the very beginning of this game and how badly that went for me. Anyways, we are fighting against Gatos, one of the cats, yes, one of the Spanish cats of the Empire's army. And we got a preemptive strike against him, luckily enough, so hopefully we will be able to destroy him real quick-like. Maybe he won't even get an attack off. We're trying that aura spell, and it seems to be increasing damage a little bit. I really can't tell. We didn't know how much Guy did to this guy earlier, and I wasn't paying attention to the numbers beforehand, so I have no idea. But I mean, I honestly don't know exactly what aura does. It doesn't seem to be doing anything right now at all, actually. So I'm sure it could be helpful in some situations, but for this playthrough, for me, it just didn't seem to work out at all. So that aside, we're going to launch some thunder at this guy, because why the heck not? Layla doing a little bit of damage, and see, she's still getting low numbers, even though she does have the Mark of Satan in her HP. You'd think that she'd be destroying this guy at that point. But no, she's just doing 18 damage, even with the aura spell, so I really don't see how aura's working at all. The freaking guy, for whatever reason, is still as weak as usual. He's only doing 3 damage, I don't get it. Why he's suddenly doing so very little. Meanwhile, Gatos comes back for revenge, hitting Maria for almost 400 damage, Jesus. We're going to need some cures up in this. Maybe I can have Guy and Layla use high potions or whatever, because they're obviously not doing a whole lot for this battle. Go ahead, find the high potion me. There you go, hopefully they're fast enough. Layla is very fast, so she's usually going to go first and get that high potion up. Hopefully it'll be enough for her to survive if Gatos really does go for the attack on her. But instead he's going to use Imbibe, which is a weird spell name, but it's basically like a Berserk status. You can't really see it all too well right now. You saw it for a second earlier. But at this point he's basically flashing red, and he has the Berserk status. I'm pretty sure that's what it does. It's just because, like, my recording, it skips a couple frames to make it run smoothly for me. And, well, it just happened to be skipping all the frames of him flashing red. So he still appeared to be the regular old Gatos. Alright, so we are now back as we should be in Castle Finn. The Queen, Princess, Hilda, Lady, what even is she? I'm just gonna call her the Princess still. The Princess is back in her throne, as is deserved. And, well, we finally are home again. And now we are learning about new stuff, including Mysidia, an island of mages, and then also something about masks, which we need to unlock the Ultima Tone, and lastly, Exmos Telos, or however you say that. So you can ask either of them for these, really. Okay, and we can learn Ultima Tome from Gordon. He knows things, apparently. Alright, this might be ever so slightly desynced because somebody was at my door to return my bedsheets upon being washed. And, well, I had to go answer the door and stop the recording, so this might be like half a second or a second off. I doubt a second, maybe like half a second or whatever, but it should be fine. Also, we can totally just talk to the wall. Furion's gone insane, people. It's already happened. Alright, well, that actually leads to a secret passageway and a whole bunch of stairs for whatever reason, but now we can go on through and head outside that way for whatever reason. That was entirely unnecessary. What you're supposed to do is go down just slightly far enough and then go through the other wall. Why are there so many holes in the walls of this freaking castle? That doesn't seem to be all too safe. Maybe that's how we got invaded so easily by the Empire troops. So go ahead, pass through, go through the passageway again. This time, don't go too far down the field and hit the boundary to go back to the overworld. We do not want to go into the basement quite yet. So where was that? Okay, now we can head all the way around and find some secret stuff that we may want. Right over here. Yep, lots of equipment within this room. We get a golden shield, golden armor, and gold cuirass. So pretty nice stuff. The shield is very nice if you have somebody who you'd want to use it. Or rather, if you're having people use shields at all, but I'm not. Everybody has 2 weapons, as you can see. Which, honestly, thinking back at it, probably not the best plan, in my opinion. Because, other than for, like, Furion, who's doing major damage with both hands, but everybody else, well, Guy can't equip a shield with his axe, so he can use 2 shields as well. But everybody else, they're doing, like, squat none with their second weapon. Actually, no, they're doing fine. Yeah. Oh, fine, sure. Okay, they're doing okay. So we're gonna head over to the town of Finn really quickly, buy some new stuff, sell off the old stuff. Hopefully that gold equipment that I'm not using fetches a pretty penny. We got some werebusters, tridents, wing swords, which would be nice if we didn't already have them. But we can buy another one for Layla at the very least. She's another sword-using character, and hopefully it'll do as many wonders for her as it's been doing for Furion. So let's go ahead and equip them. Goodbye knives, hello swords. She does have a pretty high knife stat, but she also has a really high sword stat as well. I mean, she's a pirate, so she kind of has to have that. So it still works with her very well. Okay, go ahead and sell the Death Tome, because even if I were to use that, there's a very high chance that won't work at all. Go ahead and sell the Golden Shield, because I'm not wearing shields in this game. Sell all of the Golden Armor. We now have Golden Cuirasses or something like that. Something better, basically, or maybe just more Golden Armors. I just happen to get a ton from enemy drops or whatever. What else? What else? What else did we get? Just a whole bunch of stuff. Yes, good. So as you can see, this place is now entirely repopulated. Apparently by killing Godtos, we got rid of all the super powerful Black Knight guys or whatever that were guarding this town before. Which, I mean, good enough, I guess. They're out of here. We finally have our home back, which is very good. So everybody's back and home safely. And Altair at this point is kind of a useless place. We don't need to go there ever again. So we have some spells here, nothing really too useful except for maybe slow, just to reduce the amount of attacks that your opponent gets, which basically lowers the amount of damage that they can do, which is very, very helpful, although I end up not using it too much. It is a very good option, if you so wish. So we're gonna go ahead and teach that to Furion, actually. That's surprising. I think I'm actually kind of running out of space on Maria's spell list, so I'm trying to keep it slightly open for certain other really powerful spells that she would like to have. And also, I'd probably have her use an attacking spell while Furion can use slow, so yeah. Although in hindsight, good old hindsight, probably should have given it to Guy or something, because Furion's doing a ton of damage on his own, so very first turn I can have Furion attack, do like 1,000 damage. Maria can use an